what the defendant is going to advance as his defense unless and until the case for the prosecution closes and the defense opens his case if there's a ruling that he has a case to answer. And before it gets to that, you should be able to see the case that is proposed to be advanced by the nature of the cross-examination. So I say that it's only the defense attorney and the defendant who know what the instructions are. They get full disclosure of the case for the prosecution because the prosecution brought the case and they have the duty to prove the case against the accused to a very high standard. So you don't know what they will say happened. So when I spoke to my colleague, I said, unless it is that Silvera is saying that something was done or something was said which caused him to do something, in which event provocation could arise on his case. But it's not something the prosecution would know because the prosecution don't know what the accused man is saying. So I had to sort of talk my colleague through that. I say that because people are so final in the positions that they take. No, them not fi accept no guilty for manslaughter and enough for this, enough for that, and they do not know. All I'm saying, let us pause a little bit and accept the learning when the learning comes. Yeah. All right. Colin, morning. Morning to you, Colin. Colin, you think I'm so good at multitasking. I think multitasking is the biggest waste of time. I used to think it was efficient, but my God, I am so happy with unitasking, if that is a word. Permit me poetic license to coin that. Anytime I'm doing something now, me just turn me back on and give the thing in front of me my full focus. So you're not really in front of me right now, Colin. Colin expects me to ride a whistle. A whistling woman is an abomination unto the Lord. 876-926-2178, 926-8631, 926-7615, 888-991-2080. When are the procurement rules going to come up for review? Boy, I really need to try and make the time to put in some submissions and some of these things, because this is something it's not working. Well, can't say it's not working. It does need some tweaking. It does need a lot of tweaking. But what we have now is to be understood by all, and we must seek to comply with what is now there. So we thank entities like the Auditor General. And I think which ministry is it who is to appoint the National Disaster Fund Committee? If that's local government, we have to sort it out. You cannot have a fund such as the National Disaster Fund that is supposed to operate with two entities speaking, and one entity has been non-functional for nearly 3 years. That has to be remedied. And we have to decide what we're doing with ODPEM. And we can't simply move it and put it in the office of the Prime Minister, because the law, I believe the law has to be changed if that is to be accommodated. I actually don't have an issue with it being in the office of the Prime Minister, because I think superintendents of that portfolio, especially within disaster, it is not a bad thing to have it there. But wherever it's going to be, it needs to be properly peopled, it needs to be properly funded, and things need to be, they need to be sped up so that we are not hanging ourselves by procurement rules while people suffer. Down to Grange in Westmoreland, morning to my people. 876-926-8631. Hello.
178. Good morning.
East Central.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hi.
I'm okay, man.
Good.
Yeah.
You're on your YouTube platform now?
No, Michelle.
Thank God.
For my day off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I go there today. Kind of a little bit naughty. I'm really kind of wake up a little late-ish. I'm really consider staying home today.
What you say naughty? It's a bit naughty?
Yeah.
Yes. That means
naughty corner.
that mean rain a drizzle.
Yes, please.
Me see rain or not myself.
Yeah, me just dig up some Guinean roots and some Cersei and some guava leaf for a lady because she asked for it. So me just pull it for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she asked for it last week, but you get time this morning to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I want to do some liquor business, you know. So, Miss Shields is here, the people's lawyer.
No, man, you're there on YouTube.
No,
You're there on you. So we have do the long introduction and run up to introduce me for.
I really have to explain to the people that you are the people's lawyer because
no, we don't know about that.
This morning, what we have never known, and there is nobody coming to take the time out like how you do. So
I don't know about that.
Small people and people like Central and the other listeners to break down things that they as in the reading space to get an understanding of.
What you want to ask?
So, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you, East Central.
Yeah. So the Auditor General is here to rectify things that she has out of place. And if it is that things are out of place, she has to put it on papers and say, well, this is how it's supposed to be. And if it's not going that way, she has right to speak on the matter. Is that a fact?
Whether it's going the right way or not, when she does her audit, she has a statutory responsibility, constitutional responsibility to report her findings to the Parliament. Whether it's going right, if it's going right, she can say that she's not found any breaches, and if it's not, she can say what breaches she's found and recommendations that she's made. Yes, and that is what she has done.
So outside of that, when there is nobody, as in you had indicated to us that there was a board set up and it's 2020 and it finished in 2023, and things has to be done, and it has been done outside of the guideline what was there.
Yeah.
She should have point out that, or she shouldn't point out that error.
Oh, yes, she should, and she has. So this National Disaster Fund Committee needs to be appointed. I believe it may be the local government ministry that has the responsibility, since ODPEM properly comes by law under that ministry. So they need to appoint a committee because the last committee's term expired in September of 2023. And why it needs to be appointed is because this particular committee has statutory responsibility in relation to the National Disaster Fund, because for money to come out of that disaster fund, by law, the financial secretary can approve the withdrawal from the fund, but it needs to be after consulting with the committee.
And there is no committee.
There's no committee. So the issue then that came up in post Melissa, if the financial secretary can authorize withdrawal of money from the fund, but it needs to happen after consultation with the committee, and there's no committee, should the financial secretary just sit and pick our fingers? Huh?
That part where it's just always put paper and then you find that money has been used and it's not has been accounted for the way it should be.
The sound has gone quite low now.
Hello?
I don't know what has happened to your line. I'm not hearing you well.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I was making the fact that if this is one of the way that money is used without paper trail.
No, it is not the issue here that there's no paper trail for the money. It is clear that 350 million was approved by the financial secretary for withdrawal from the National Disaster Fund. And whatever it was to go for, there are some issues related to that because ODPEM needs to keep proper inventory of everything. And I suspect in the emergency of the disaster, you may see, let's say they buy 100 million worth of food.
Yeah.
Wherever they buy that food for, it needs to be reflecting on that agency's account that these items in the sum of 100 million, they've been bought. And then the recipients of those food items as well, there needs to be a proper trail showing how the $100 million worth of food, how it has been distributed. So the issue that the Auditor General found is one, because there was no committee, the Financial Secretary approved the withdrawal. But for the true functioning of the law, the committee needs to be appointed so that money, if it is to come out of the fund, it will be with two entities working, the Financial Secretary and the committee. Yeah?
Okay.
So she's just reminding us what's supposed to happen, I think, yes.
Yeah, so I get an understanding of that. So we're going up north now. We're going to look at CARICOM and a body which CARICOM has been in a space in the news for the last about a year, coming into violence. Because I see that the violence is now creeping closer to the people of the CARICOM, and we have CARICOM bodies that are not supportive of. All right, let me give an example now. Where Trinidad, which is a part of the CARICOM, Trinidad is moving on another side. We have two more countries, small countries moving on another side. So where is CARICOM stand on the whole violence of this machine? Because they are not moving as a regional body. They are moving in and out of the space. They are not moving as a body.
Well, I can't answer that question. And even if they were to move as a body, what sort of response would you expect from them? The last statement they put out, I believe they reaffirmed this principle of the Caribbean being a zone of peace and spoke of the need for engagement for a peaceful resolution. But who is listening? The person they're speaking to, they can't even call his name. Can't call his name. Yeah? Because of whatever will happen.
But there should be nothing happen because we are moving as a regional body. We know that most of the things that we get comes from the US. So I wonder if CARICOMs have four legs to stand on. I know that a chairs have four legs if CARICOM have four legs to stand on.
Well, are you seeing the world now in which we live?
Yes, Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah, touch on another point this morning. I wanted to carry back closer to the point. You were making the point around somewhere around the system of justice, and if it is going to be like a two-tier system, we have no, not your words, my words.
Yes.
Not your words, my words. If it is like we are going to have a two-tier system of justice now, because so far some people think that justice is not balanced in the country. Because we see so many times person has been convicted and it's overturned by the Court of Appeal, even when their jury pool was supposed to select the motion. So I wanted to remind child judge this morning that justice comes with you, child judges, and you had a duty and a compassion to fight for those who can't fight for themselves and see to it that they get justice, because I see that some cases now going into a turnbull decision based on the glaring grants of the eyewitness. Not going any too further on that one, but it's going into a turnbull decision from how I listen to the case and the news.
Mm-hmm.
You know a turnbull decision, Michelle?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
This
Michelle.
is no the reliability of eyewitnesses and identification evidence. But let me say, the fact that a case is tried by judge with a jury,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that it is not appealable. So what lawyers normally appeal is not the conviction of the accused by the jury.
Yeah.
But you appeal errors of law made by the judge in the summing up of the evidence to the jury, and which may have skewed the jury in a particular direction.
Okay.
We cannot appeal the decision of the jury because it is one of the greatest secrets of all time why they come to the decision that they do.
As you said, that I see that Mr. Sir J. Mitchell has appealed a court sometime last year, and he has won his case based on the intervention by the trial judge in that matter. I won't name any trial judge, but in that matter, person who knows that case can know, say, he's speaking on that case. Not even have to call the person name who was accused. But I see that Mr. Defense Attorney Sir J. Mitchell has appealed to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal has seen some inconsistency by the trial judge, and he has overturned the conviction.
Yes.
And the person walked. So you were just saying that to say, I was just put things into perspective based on what you had just said to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Michelle.
Yes, thank you so much for the call. And judges, they're not infallible. Errors can be made. And because errors can be made, then a tier of a panel higher than the one who tried it is always allowed to review the decision.
Michelle?
Yes.
You can give me 5 on the other side, please?
You want 5?
5 on the other side.
If you want 5, you have to go and check Digicel.